weekend. Tim Jankovich, their head basketball coach, joins us, SMU, on Sikkim 365 Radio and 365 Sports. Tim, you're playing well. I know you have the showdown, the rematch with Houston, who you beat earlier. Your thoughts about what your team's doing really well now and the run you're on. Thanks for your time today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Well, to get on a run, you got to be doing a lot of things well. And we, early in the year, we were weak in a few areas. We're trying to find ourselves. But in the run that we've been on, we've been pretty consistent defensively, holding our opponents to a fairly low field goal percentage, other than the Houston game, by the way, who shot 70% the first half, probably a Moody Coliseum record. But our defense has held most of the time. And on the other side of the ball, we've really learned to play together. We've learned each other's strengths and weaknesses, and we've been a pretty effective offensive team. So it's really, all the above. It's come together. We're a very small team, so rebounds are always an issue in our minds. But we've worked hard at trying to at least negate that disadvantage, and we've kind of neutralized the boards.
What is, when you play a team the second time after you had, you guys played a classic 85-83 the first time. What are the benefits and the pitfalls of coaching up a team you're seeing the second time when you're trying to get your guys to focus and not think about the last time too much, but you want to think about it enough? Where's the balance there?
That's a great question. One thing I've learned over the years is a mistake is to watch the game that you played against an opponent before and think that the game that you're getting ready to play will be similar to that, or to think that, hey, this worked, so it's going to work next time, or this didn't work, so it won't work then. I think you can really overthink it. And I think you have to approach it as, look, we almost haven't played these guys. The one thing we will do is look at the things that we felt really hurt us. Not just whether the ball went in or not, but you could tell that if maybe we got lucky on this play or that play, or the bounce went the right way, but really it should have hurt us worse than it did. So we'll try to look at that. But beyond that, I don't feel like games repeat themselves very often. And I think you have to approach it as a brand new game.
Coach, Kendrick Davis, I know, has been dealing with some injuries. You got him back in the lineup, and just how is that process here in Waco? We're seeing Baylor dealing with a lot of injuries, but just how's that process of kind of working with him, getting him healthy, and then to see him come out and do what he did when he's not necessarily always 100%. Just what kind of a player do you have there in Kendrick Davis?
Well, he's been a great player for us. He's had, he missed the game at Temple. He missed, practice, I don't know, for about a week, and then came back and exploded for 27 against Memphis. And then, as bad luck would have it, he was sick the day before the Tulsa game yesterday, and then didn't feel that great in that one. So he's had a run of bad luck and still managed to have some darn good games for us, and mainly because he's talented and mainly because he's a heck of a competitor. So, but it's always for every team. We've had our starting center season-ending injury. We had another guard go down, Zurich Phelps. I don't know how long he'll be out. Jalen Smith. All teams have that, and it's unfortunate. It's terrible for the young men who don't get to play, but also for your continuity. But we all deal with it, and luckily we have a pretty deep team this year, and so far we've been able to manage even when we have injuries.
You have Tristan Clark on your team, and we know Tristan. In fact, interviewed him soon after he went down. That changed really the personality of what Baylor started to do with their team that eventually won the national title. And then, of course, he had to sit out last year. Your thoughts? I know that at times you've got to kind of monitor his time. What has he done for you? Yeah.
Well, not even kind of monitor his time. We totally monitor the time. My heart goes out to him because I watched what a great player he was when he was totally healthy. And then I watched a guy retire from basketball, and, I can't imagine how depressing that was. And so when we had the opportunity to recruit him, I got to know him, know what he went through, and basically told him, look, I'm going to try to help you have the best year you're capable of. And he's been great. He plays very, very limited minutes in practice. because he has to. And then we've had a couple games where he couldn't go. I want to say he's missed 2 or 3 games this year where he just couldn't play. And we're very sensitive to it. We allow him a lot of latitude, but he's still been a very effective player for us. He's an important part of the team, and even though he doesn't practice very much and he doesn't play near the minutes he used to play when he was healthy, he's still valuable for us.
That's a deep kid there. I mean, you talk to him, he's got emotions that run deep, and he is I love talking to Tristan. He's someone who, I mean, he's quiet, but when you get him going, he's got a lot to say.
No, and that's why I'm glad I got to know him as I did, because he's so quiet you could misread him. You could totally misread him. But in the recruiting process, I got to know his heart and kind of where he's coming from, and so that it makes it so much easier for me to not think twice about giving him as much latitude as we do. I want to do it, and he's been really good. He's been a great teammate too.
Coach, I don't know if you noticed or not, but there was a certain media member who talked about junior colleges here recently and created quite a buzz. His comments over junior colleges. You had experienced the junior college level, obviously at Hutchinson there for a couple of seasons. How impactful was the junior college experience for you, and how important is it to the landscape of basketball?
Well, I hope it's always important, and I enjoyed my 2 years. I only did it for 2 years. I was at Hutchinson Junior College, and for me, I was back home in Kansas. I'm from Kansas, and I had a terrific experience. I had a terrific experience with the players, our staff, with the community. In fact, one of my players has been an assistant coach here for a number of years, KT Turner, who's now at Oklahoma. He was one of our players at Hutch, and I don't know. I'm positive on. I think so many good things have come from it, and I think it's an important part of the basketball landscape, and I hope it continues to be.
That arena is something else. I've been up there for the junior college national tournament. That's almost as old school, but yet still just, man, I love that place. When I've been able to
Isn't it great?
Yeah, it really, really is. It's kind of reminds me in a way, I was at Butler Fieldhouse in Indianapolis for the tournament last year a couple of different times, and I'm not trying to compare that because it's bigger. It's a big facility. They've renovated it, I think, a little bit, but it is absolutely, it's an antique with class.
That's a great call. That is a great call. Butler Fieldhouse that's a good comparison. And it is. It's an antique. The national tournament's been played there for 1,000 years, it seems like. So there's been some incredible players and coaches come and go through that building, the national tournaments throughout the years, and it's a pretty cool place. It's special.
You have been attached to a lot of different schools that are a part of the Big 12 right now, including Baylor, that you were there for a year. Texas, Kansas State, among some others. We had Grant McCaslin on yesterday at North Texas. You were there. You've had your blood at a lot of different programs. How much were those experiences like for you as you continued through your career?
Well, I mean, I've been so lucky. I can't even tell you. If you'd have told me in my 20s that this was going to be the journey, that I was going to be lucky enough to have the experiences I've had, I would first of all say you're crazy, and second of all say I would give anything to have had that happen. And you mentioned the Big 12. Heck, I mean, I feel like I'm Mr. Big 12, for God's sake.
Yeah.
As many schools I've been. I played at K-State, coached at K-State, coached at KU, coached at Oklahoma State, coached at Texas, coached at Baylor. I think that's it. There might be more. There might be more, for God's sakes. I visited Iowa State out of high school. So, I mean, I don't know. I think we about got it covered. So, and I've also been lucky to work with amazing people, and I always, I don't know when it happened, but I always felt like I was the young coach. I was the youngest this, the youngest that. One day I looked up and go, wait a minute, you're old now. You're the old guy in the room all the time. But I just say I've just been so fortunate, and basketball has been a fantastic part of my life, and I just feel lucky.
SMU's been a great fit for you. and the school, the athletic department, growing all the time and really, really getting better. And coaching, you never know when you're going to find that. What's that been like?
Well, when I got done playing in college, my plan A and B was to play in the NBA. Unfortunately, the NBA did not agree with my plan A or B, and my plan C was to go to a law school. And ironically, this is a long, long time ago. My school of choice was SMU Law School, and I was 3 weeks away from coming here. So, and then I got a job in Beverly Hills. I won't bore you with that, but my law school choice, I got to choose, was SMU. And I was literally, I'm telling you, I was a few weeks away because I've always loved Dallas and I've always loved SMU. I'm not exactly sure why, but I don't know. I fell in love with both when I've been down here years past. And then to fast forward and have the opportunity to come here and be the basketball coach, it's a great honor. I love the school. I love Dallas. This place is really amazing. It's special, and it's a great fit for me. I love the academic side. I love the beauty of the campus, and I love the location and the athletics programs has really taken off. They've put a lot into it over the last 10 or 15 years, and it's been great. I love it here.
So, Coach, you guys are squarely in the mix right there near the top of the American Conference. Houston, obviously, coming up on Sunday. Beat them just here earlier this month, and obviously that's a big game in terms of the standings as well. What's your sort of scouting report and focus with the Cougars coming up here in a few days?
Well, scouting report is pretty simple. They're great.
Yeah,
it's a real simple one-word scout. They are, and then they're greater at home. Yeah. They had a 37 win streak, I think, until Memphis beat it. Finally took them down. They are very, very, very hard to beat. They're a great team. Kelvin's a terrific coach. Yes, we beat them here, but beating them there will be 15 points harder than here. So we understand it. It's a great challenge. It's a great opportunity, but it will take an extreme effort on our part to get that job done. You
mentioned their winning streak at home and what they have done recently, but you got some things going too with 16 in a row, 14-0 start. It's obvious, right? You got to protect your home turf.
You do, and every coach talks about that. Every coach knows that. We have to win. We have to be great at home, and then sometimes you say the same things, but we have been. And knock on wood, we haven't lost this year at home, and we have 2 more home games, tough ones for sure. But that certainly helps your season if you can dial that in every year. It's a big advantage, and our crowds have helped us a lot. Our students have been tremendous. Once school started again, we hate it when school's out early January, but Moody's a fantastic place to watch a game, to play a game, and a lot of electricity, and our guys take great pride in not losing at home.
You won last night. Are you as happy as I was when I saw near the end of the game? It got a little bit tense, but because of what we saw Sunday, how that at least calmed down, Tim, and everyone did what they should do and just kind of move on?
100%. No,
Good.
100%. I hated that it even remotely happened. But Frank was terrific. The Tulsa players were terrific. I thought our guys did a good job. Yes, cooler heads prevailed. I don't like any of that. I don't like any of what happened, lately. I was very glad, but very disappointed that it even that we're even having to talk about it.
Yeah, I know. I because of the timing, I thought, thank God, because of what was talked about so much with men's basketball. How much fun is this right now to let you go? And we appreciate your time that
Sure.
You guys are making this run, and who knows what might March bring.
Well, it's a lot of fun. It's simple in coaching or playing. Winning is fun. Losing, not fun. It's a very, very simple formula. There's really no in between. But there's pressure, especially in a league like ours. Like when you're on, and you mentioned, I've been in the Big 12, I coached in the SEC, coached in the Big 10. When you're in those leagues and hey, we could get ninth and still get in this tournament, there's just a luxury, and there's so much less pressure on every game. And undeservedly, our league, in my opinion, doesn't get near the respect it deserves come tournament time, selection time, and the fact that the number, as of right now, we're in second place. The number 2 team is not squarely in the tournament from the American is just mind-boggling to me, but it is the reality. So there's more pressure, and we're not the only team across the country in a league similar to ours that feels that, but it is fun to win. It's fun to have streaks, but there is pressure late in the year because, it's so darn hard to make the tournament when you are not in a Power 5 conference. It is. And again, I've seen it on both sides, and, this is not only from one side of perspective.
Thank you. Tim, thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Congratulations on the win. Good luck this weekend. As you said, I know it's going to be a tough challenge, especially with you getting that win by 2 earlier on your home court. We appreciate it. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Good to have me. Appreciate that. Thanks to Herman Hudson for setting that up for us. SMU men's basketball coach Tim Jankovich with us on SICM 365 Radio and 365 Sports. When